across the WhatsApp status of my previous domestic help, and how she said, in her words, if she does some of the things that is in her mind to do, she will not get up to the age of 30. Yes, that was what she said. If she does some of the things that is in her mind to do to make money, she probably will not get to the age of 30. She will die young. And I said, yes, indeed, you will die young, because you're barely 20, and these are the things you're thinking about. So she has probably associated with people who are making money early from engaging in illegal stuff. And I done the chook. I mean, that's how we say it in our local parlance. So she knows. But then even with that knowledge, guess what? Some people will still engage in such activities. Something must kill a man. So I don't do it, I perish. I do it, I perish. Let me do it and let me kukuma perish whenever I perish. But you see, sometimes your actions and inactions affect the people around you. Because when your actions lead to something bad as a consequence, these are the people that would feel the ripple effect. These are the people that will mourn you. These are the people that will say, but why did she do it? But why did he do it? And all of that. So that's how deep, the choice of a character or a character pattern and how personal it is. Sadly, sometimes you do not get to face the consequences of your actions alone. But when morality affects society as a whole, you see, your choice of morality, whether you choose to do good or you choose to do bad, will affect the larger society. So if in your mind, getting rich quickly by any means possible will include killing somebody, it means that people are going to be afraid for their lives. Because you have decided that to go the right way, mbano, it is very slow. To go the wrong way, sharp. And this sharp way will involve taking someone's life. You have affected the larger society. I hope I'm getting somewhere with this. Does the government have a duty in that regard to regulate societal behavior? Tough to explain, right? Even tougher to make decisions. Now, I did mention something about Indonesia's parliament sometime in 2022 placing a ban on sex outside marriage with a punishment of up to 1 year in jail. Now, despite worries the laws may scare away tourists from its shores and harm investment, because there are tourists who will come into that country and they came into that country with somebody that is not their wife, or someone that is not their husband, or someone they are not married to. And they came to have fun. And having fun will include them having sex outside marriage. It means that they should not be looking to go to Indonesia. They probably should go to Dubai or Paris or any other place. And then when you scare away tourists, there's also the possibility of scaring away investors and harming investment. Now, lawmakers approved a new criminal code which will apply to Indonesians and foreigners alike. So not just the Indonesians, but the foreigners who would visit. And also prohibit cohabitation between unmarried couples. So if you are not married, what are you cohabiting for? You stay in your father's house, you stay in your mother's house, you stay in your house, you stay in your house. You have no business cohabiting. It makes sense, right? The decadence is too much. Before you know, this person is pregnant. Before you know, people that are not married are living together. Before you know, the sanctity of marriage is defiled, is broken. The very fabric, the holiness of the holy matrimony. There's a way some people explain these things very deeply. As at the time, Indonesia banned adultery. They banned adultery. You have no business being with someone that is not your husband or wife sexually. But they did not ban premarital sex. Albert Harris, a spokesperson for Indonesian Justice Ministry, said the new laws regulating morality were limited by who could report them. such as a parent, a spouse, or child of suspected offenders, which is true. I mean, yes, so you have committed adultery. Somebody has to know that you are married to know that you have actually committed adultery. Is that someone willing to make a report so that you face the penalty as dictated by the law? The aim is to protect the institution of marriage and Indonesian values, while at the same time being able to protect the privacy of the community and also negate the rights of the public or other third parties to report this matter or playing judge on behalf of morality. For them, their case was with the sanctity of marriage, what's it called now? The morality, premarital sex, sex outside marriage, cohabitation, and all of that. Maybe some other society is addressing something else that they feel is prevalent. Now let's come back home to Nigeria. A whole lot. I mean, cases of premarital sex, rape, pedophilia, a lot of things. I mean, the list is endless. There is internet fraud, there is scamming on one level, and some of these things we have normalized because we say the government, they're still on a higher level. This one we are doing is just kindergarten on. If they are looking for the real criminals, they should go to those people. But then again, these actions have caused harm to the larger society. We have normalized a lot of things that we usually will frown at in time past. It is now okay for a girl to leave her parents' house and say, I'm going to stay with my boyfriend. And how old is this girl? 17 years. Right? And under the law, that's supposed to be statutory rape. But then again, the parents know. The boyfriend is how old? 19 years. Guess what? The parents will say, this boy is doing a lot of things for us. How is he able to do a lot of things for us? His lifestyle is fully funded by Yahoo internet fraud. So it's okay. The child comes back home with things that do not belong to them or things you did not buy as parents for them. You do not question them. You feel like, well, they have the right to get anything they want, however they get it. It's now okay. It's now a normal thing. Think of as many instances as possible and then help us answer this ultimate question today. Should the government of our society, this is Nigeria now, so let's come home, be involved in making laws to regulate moral behaviors and standards? And if so, to what extent? Let's talk. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Once again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number for your WhatsApp and Telegram messages is 0809-030-6416. Again, 0809-030-6416. A call screener should be on standby. Take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear would not be my voice, but I have the call screen on X. We're at Nigeria Info PH. Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. The government has no business with the personal lives of their citizens, especially their sex life. That was why they shouldn't even sign laws banning LGBT activities. If people want to be gay, let them be gay. Yeah, I know the government has to come in if they want to get married, but banning them from even expressing public display of affection is just wrong. How does allowing LGBT people at least expressing themselves bring negative consequences on the rest of the population? This person did not leave a name. And he had to bring the instance of LGBT. It's an acronym, right? There's lesbians, there's gay, bisexual, and transgender. People that transition from one gender to another. But let me ask this person. The person did not leave a name now. Was it the norm before now? Was it normal? Was it a normal thing in our society? There was a pattern. There was a norm. The norm is a man and a woman. Biological man and biological woman. It made a lot of sense. Even in the animal kingdom. For a biological man and biological woman to be together. Now, when a biological woman and a biological woman want to be together, and a biological man and a biological man wants to be together, should the government do anything about it? Let them just continue. Knowing fully well that them displaying their affection in public would affect how the younger generation will perceive sexuality. It would also help them determine their own sexual preference. Now, for a very long time up until date, I have been a fan of animation and cartoons. And this is because it just helps me escape to that world where I can feel like a child and be a child and not have anybody, not worry about adulthood and a lot of things. My happy place. But then I got to discover that some of the cartoons and animations produced lately have some subtle infusement. If not, sometimes it's not even subtle, of some of these things that our society frowns at. Things that I am not comfortable with. Should I expose my child to watching such things? So the normal Disney cartoons that we usually would watch, and there will be maybe Snow White, Rapunzel, one Prince Charming there, one lady, they will fall in love and live happily ever after. I now see two men falling in love to live happily ever after. Should my child be watching that? Yes, it may be born in that society where that stuff was produced, but it's not common here. It's frowned at here. I don't feel good about it. Should I be letting my children watch it solely because it is cartoon as well? In such cases, should the government sort of regulate? I mean, the other time they were regulating Nollywood for putting out some content that is capable of influencing society negatively. Movies about cultism, movies about ritual killing and all of that, sexual promiscuity and all of that. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome to the sunny side. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
Okay, reacting to this, my name is Raymond from GRA.
Raymond from GRA, you're welcome.
Okay. I don't think the government should put a law that should affect people's personal life. By my own thinking, I think a law should be centered on three things: humanity, culture, and religion. The idea of Indonesia government putting a law, I believe that is a cultural law. A cultural law, and in some sense, it causes menace to the society. Because I remember there was I have a friend who went to Malaysia one time. He came back and he said, at first when he went to Malaysia, the people were welcoming. But they discovered that foreigners, especially, it was specific, that foreigners from this our side, they go there, take advantage of this, their welcoming nature. And the sharp guy, impregnate some of the young girls and then run. Leaving children unattended to, and at the end, the children grow up to be menace to the society. So because of all those things which affect the government cannot come up with a law and say, to stop all these things, let us bring a law that we bring in, if you don't get married this person, don't represent this person. That is on one side. Then and again, if you are, take for some religion now, that need to have the qualities of a woman. Have qualities of a woman. So in that kind of sense now, how would the government with that kind of religious preference base their law? Or you have those kind of religious people, how would they put their law? How would they put their law? Because that one now, there's morality in it, but religion now is affecting it. Because a girl of 40 years could have developed all the woman's features rather. So how would the government put a law on that?
Okay.
When
no law, personal lives. But like I said, what if, just what if, that person's morality affects society as a whole? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Lady D2W.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
My name is Ray, speaking from the Tower of Babel this afternoon.
Welcome to the sunny side, Real Gifts. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I don't know, you have Ivory Tower, is it not?
Okay.
Thank you. Looking at this issue, vis-a-vis the moral standard we have it, as we have it in Nigeria today, I want to go the Indonesian way. You know why?
Why?
I think it will come a lot of this volume of immorality that will spread around, especially from, not just from the Gen Zs, as they are classified these days, but even from some adults that you don't expect.
Real Gift, are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Real Gift.
So for me, ever ask yourself, why is it that the issue of drug peddling is low when it comes to countries like Indonesia and Malaysia? It's because of the strict laws. So for me, it's not regulate what you are coming to do outside. And then the issue of cohabiting, yes, it's a menace, because the truth is that these days, some of the children you see abandoned are products of this come up with one. Not even live together. So now come live with one. But if this law exists, you come something like that, because the truth is that when you are not ready, every time man of one knows you are not ready, stay where you stay, or stay where you stay. On the other aspect of but if it is public, let it be regulated. Anything you want to do inside your bedroom, you don't concern the government, I agree. But the issue of cohabiting, for me, should be restricted. Because at this point in time, it's not even cohabiting now. What we have is don't make we born. Now, if the government regulates this moral side of life, you find out that most of the value system we are complaining that have been lost will be brought back gradually. Because if, for example, you are not supposed to go and show affection in certain places in public, certain public places, of course you go respect yourself. If you do it, you know the consequence before you did it. So you don't come to cry for anybody at the end of the day. And you find out that if some of these things the I see that the adults and even some younger ones are doing, then the results behind them will know that this thing no good because it's against the law, and then will not go to exhibit it also tomorrow. Even the one you do for behind, if there is a law against the one you do behind, when you are.
Oh dear. So sorry about the network glitch. We have laws in Nigeria, but a vast majority of them are still embedded in morals, to be honest. You shouldn't kill, right? And then there is a law against murder. So if you murder, you're going to jail. I'm sure if there was no law, a lot of people actually feel it in them to kill somebody. There's this comic, what's it called? I could have killed a lot of people. I could have killed a lot. There's still people that wish or feel the need to kill a lot of people. So anybody that angers me, you will collect. But then again, to a large extent, nobody goes to randomly shoot somebody. Right? So no matter how angered I am, no matter how angry you get me, no matter what you do to me, sometimes, as much as it is difficult to forgive, I will just let it go. Because I kill you, I get caught, I am going to a prison. Or I get the same penalty, the death penalty. True or false? Give me another crime now. Rape. Maybe if there was no law stopping rape, an individual or several individuals can come up and say, I should not be taking things by force, but I feel like obtaining this girl's virginity by force. I feel like collecting it by force. In fact, it is pleasurable to me when I collect by force, that when it is consensual, more people will randomly go out. So there is that law that sort of keeps a lot of things in check in our society. And that is why, the society is quite stable. If not, chaos every now and then, chaos everywhere. Everybody will do as they please. And even with some of these laws, some people have arguments that sometimes the punishment as by the law for the offender is not coming swiftly. The punishment as meted by the law, or as stipulated by the law, is some sort of what is it called now? It's a mild one. This person should be suffering in this type of way. So some things that happen, I do not leave them to the law. I take the laws into my hands and I do as I please. The death penalty is easy punishment. Now you just die and go. You will not feel the pain that this other person felt. You will not feel the pain that I felt. So let us torture him. Let us start by removing the thumb, removing the fingers, removing this one, plucking out the eyes. Let the person beg for death. And death will not come. Let the person suffer for like 5 years. I say, please, just give me. Let me die. But you see, these laws have kept things in check. But then, they are to an extent. Because even with the laws in place, they don't serve as deterrents. People still do as they please and hope not to get caught. And even when they get caught, they can get a good lawyer who can prove their case. They get a lesser sentence or they walk scot-free. Again, I asked, should the government be involved in making us to regulate moral behavior and standards, seeing it is the genesis of some of the crimes and some of the anomalies in our larger society? If so, to what extent? Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Emmanuel by name.
Emmanuel, you're welcome.
So, to say something about the teenage, the teens, at their little age, before their parents, they want to go to the boyfriend's house. To me, I feel like American lifestyle, but we're not like them. We're not the same. And there's no way we can work with that. But my parents are making mistakes also for that. Because in front of a mother or a father, it's a girl or a boy. When I say girl or a boy, not even up to you. Teenagers, 17, 15, in front of their father, how is my boyfriend? How is my friend? Or the mother? If the parents will bring the girl close to the mother, the girl leave her space down to her boyfriend place. She will stay there for some days. The girl is 15 years. And the parents of the boy knows about it. The parents of the girl knows about it. So what I say something about the government. Government cannot deal with that. The people that can deal with that is our parents.
The parents. All right. Chile Edwin says, to all extent, every intent, because everything about our morality is gone to the extent that the religious organizations has added salt. I think you mean insult to injury. Now, this other comment says, okay, thank you, Soporuchi, for watching. Didi, I'm not holding court for LGBT plus folk, but just wanted to correct some things she said. There are actually reports to prove that same-sex sexual behavior has been reported among animals, meaning the assumption that gays don't exist in the animal kingdom is false. Also, gay people have also existed, yes, even in the African societies and before the Bible was written. Even the King James, after whom the King James Bible version is named, was bisexual. So he was actually recorded as having sexual relationships with both male and female. So he couldn't have been heterosexual. Interesting. Please, I don't want the government to put a law against premarital sex. Should also disagree with the government banning LGBT activities. Don't premarital sex and LGBT activities all fall under the same private sexual category? Wasn't premarital sex prevalent before? Hasn't culture changed to accommodate it? Nigeria Info 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Once again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. Government setting laws to uphold moral standards in our society. Should they be doing that? Should they be involved in making laws to regulate moral behavior and standards? And if so, to what extent? Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Mr. Zion, good afternoon to you this square.
Mr. Zion, you're welcome.
Laws are born out of the morals of the people. Any law you think about is the moral of the people. Magna Carta that was being recognized or issued was where all laws in the world is being formulated from. What does it say? The right to an individual. The reason why we feel this kind of law will not have a face here in Nigeria, in Port Harcourt, is because we are benefiting from it. If we are not benefiting from it, we shout we need a law like that. We need a law against premarital sex. Because we are benefiting. That's why some of us are even agitated. Which kind of law be that? Now you walk up to my shopping. this collector they collect on free basis, like on another day. That is the problem. Why we are not moving forward. See, you are only lawless when you are in the desert and all live alone. That is what we have understood. When you are alone in the desert, no law there. You can do whatever you like. But the moment you come to this other side of the society where there is one person close to you, the laws are being emanated. The 10 commandments we talk about, what is the moral? Thou shalt not, thou shalt not. Look at it. We were not to feel that the law was even too much for us. The truth is this. Our African culture and tradition even kick against premarital sex. It's because of most parents can no longer take care of their children. Their children got involved in it. Before you know, we could not talk on our pikino. Let us be honest, in the case of our father, there are some certain family children issues they discuss in the middle of the night. Because that pikin do bad things.
All right, Zion, thank you so much for calling. We have to go on the news break.
Let us learn to keep the 10 commandments. Laws may not be so needed.
All right, if we keep the 10 commandments, laws may not be so needed. But the 10 commandments is guiding a Christian faith. What about the other religions? What does their commandment say? Trending stories, and then we come back to round off the conversation. Stay tuned to us.
Nigeria Info. You talk.